This is Meta Connect, the biggest event showcasing VR. This event covers exciting new developments for the future of VR. And it's the place for announcing new product releases. VR enthusiasts all over the world have been looking forward to this exact moment. Because now, in 2023, the Quest 3 releases. So the main event of the Connect event was obviously the Meta Quest 3. But this headset was already announced in June when the Apple Vision Pro was announced. So, were there any big surprises during Meta Connect? Not much, but there are a couple of things that caught me off guard. I won't go too much into detail about the Quest 3, since there are a lot of channels out there covering much about the Meta Quest 3 and more than I can tell you. But I will share what surprised me about the event. The first thing that blew me away was just how good the graphics look. After seeing the footage, I tweeted the following: "This might legit be a PSVR 2 killer." If you look at this footage, why would you spend over $600 together with the PS5 to play with a headset that looks close to this footage? This, together with pancake lenses, are a justification to buy this headset. For the people that are still using a Quest 2, putting the Quest 3 on will be like viewing VR for the first time again. Oh, and the footage of Assassin's Creed VR looks great, by the way. This really looks like a high quality VR game, while I actually was expecting for the worst. Am I buying the Quest 3? We will come back later on this topic. So the second big surprise, and something that got me really excited, was inside out body tracking. So basically this headset has all the cameras at the bottom of the headset, which basically creates a blind spot above the headset, but it actually captures more tracking area, about 91%, and it allows for true upper body tracking. This is a big deal. While in the past the arms were not tracked, but based on estimations coming from the controller position, the headset position and IMU values, which created a lot of janky situations. Right now, because we're not using estimations anymore, the tracking of the upper body is so much better and so much smoother. According to the devs, it even enables for better feeling of melee combat and handling of the sword. So Meta also has the promise of bringing legs into VR.
There's one more feature coming soon that's probably the most requested feature on our roadmap. Legs.
And I predict that this new capability will also make sure that the estimations for the lower body will be better than with the Quest 2. And might even explain why we're waiting so long for it. Since these estimations are now made on more input data and more coverage and variables coming from the upper body. This is huge. It was already known that AI was going to be a part of the keynote, and Meta dropped some bombshells with Meta AI. Meta confirmed that it will give you a ChatGPT-like service together with something like Midjourney in the form of Nemu that will be in all Meta products. This is really sick, because basically you will be able to prompt and use voice commands to perform actions. In my opinion, an AI assistant is necessary to do productivity in VR, since you're not able to match the speed and precision of a keyboard and mouse in VR. Meta also announced fun AI assistants, which were a bit cringy in my opinion.
Well, I think we know what to do.
What's also exciting about Meta AI is that I expect this to be one of the best AI models out there. It has the potential to become much better than ChatGPT. Why? Because Meta has access to a huge data flywheel. The AI model gets better with user feedback. And by releasing this model on 3 billion users, the amount of feedback they can gather is unprecedented. There is no single AI product that has collected user feedback on that scale. The funny thing is that nothing went viral from the keynote except for a surprise drop from Lex Friedman, where he interviewed Zuck in codec avatars. This was really funny because a lot of memes are popping up about the Horizon avatar versus the codec avatars. But a lot of the OG VR people already knew how long they are working on these codec avatars. But for me, it's super valuable what the experience is like for Lex and to personally see how well the codec avatars actually look and are performing. Because up until this time we only saw footage of maybe 30 or 20 seconds, but now we really got a live demo and the ability to see it in action. I mean, this just looks like Lex, but it's not Lex. This is really crazy. A lot of people ask, what is the killer app for VR? This made it really clear for me that once codec avatars are scaled and in production, that this will be the killer app for VR. So you might be wondering, why don't we have the codec avatars right now? Especially after we saw this demo between Lex and Zuck. Well, apparently the scanning process takes hours and you need to have a light stage to scan your body, which is not scalable. According to Zuck, that is the limiting factor, since the avatar, once completed, will only use the eye tracking data and your face tracking data from your MetaQuest headset to drive the avatar. I still have some questions about this. I mean, is a Quest Pro or a Quest 3 really able to render a codec avatar natively? I mean, you just see how good it looks, right? Is this really possible on such mobile hardware? And I'm actually wondering if rendering the photorealistic avatar is also a limiting factor to get this to production. I mean, you need like an RTX 4090 to use pad tracing on Cyberpunk. So how can a mobile headset render a photorealistic avatar? I mean, that's insane, right? Keep also in mind that right now we only saw a head and not a full body with hands in the podcast. So personally, am I buying a Quest 3? I think I will keep my wallet in my pocket for the moment. The reason is mainly because I already own a Quest Pro, which has the pancake lenses, and I mainly use the headset for PC VR. So the only thing that I can gain from owning a Quest 3 is having the ability for mixed reality, better mixed reality pass-through, and also because of the better hardware for running standalone chips. But I'm not playing a lot of standalone games, so this is not the killer future for me, to be honest. There was one last thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is the augments. The augments was something that blew me away. I mean, I'm not really that interested in mixed reality, but seeing this footage of Zuck in his room with posters or videos on his wall, like Instagram stories, presented like it's some kind of poster, but it's actually a moving image. This looked insane to me. This made me really excited to try the augments or to try mixed reality, because personally I like keeping the place where I live really minimalistic. So really seeing that you can use mixed reality with these augments to give it some personality and give it some color, that looked really fantastic for me. Because in the end, I don't like having all of this junk hanging on the walls and all of these things lying around the place. So having the ability to augment your living room or your office seems like an amazing thing to try out. So let me know in the comments what you find the most exciting for MetaConnect 2023.